Hello everybody, it is KingCake57 or KC57 and welcome back to another performance video. So, if you guys have, well, not been living under a rock for the past few months now almost, you will know that Minecraft 1.14 is out with all of its cool new features, pillagers, crossbows, lanterns. Yeah, very interesting. Anyway, of course, I'm here to answer the question on everyone's mind about Minecraft 1.14. How does it perform compared to Minecraft 1.13? I mean, that's what you all were wondering, right? Yeah, definitely. All right, so that's what this video is about. We're going to take a look at the performance between Minecraft 1.14 versus 1.13 and see how exactly it's changed. So if any of you have actually been keeping up with any of the updates and of course the snapshots for Minecraft 1.14, you'll know that there's actually been quite a few backend changes, just like with Minecraft 1.13, but particularly to the lighting engine and the way that plants grow, because of course of the new bamboo, which grows insanely fast. A lot of the engine that calculates how plants grow had to be changed, including the lighting. And especially in the snapshots, it was performing terribly, like truly awful. And it was very unoptimized. It was just a stuttering mess. But it's gotten a lot better now. And now that we have the full release, and actually we're on Minecraft 1.14.2 currently, let's see exactly how it's performed compared to Minecraft 1.13. Now, to be able to compare the two versions of each other in performance, we needed a benchmark that was fair, so it had to run on both versions of the game. So for this, I used my Minecraft benchmark version 2, which you can check out the video for up there. But essentially it was designed for Minecraft 1.13, so it has none of the features like the scaffolding or the bamboo of Minecraft 1.14, because of course we can't test how, performance heavy they are on 1.13 because they didn't exist yet. So what this test is purely showing is how the game runs just stock, without any of the new features, because of course that was the problem, was that the game in the snapshots was running awfully, even just like loading up a world and trying to play it. It was highly stuttery and just a complete mess. So to see if they've kind of fixed that, we're going to be using this test. I do have a newer benchmark, version 3, coming soon, so stay tuned for that. That'll have some of the new features of Minecraft 1.14. But for now, that's what I used. The test system that I used was, of course, my own computer. So that'd be a Ryzen 5 1600X, overclocked to 3.8, dual RX 480s in Crossfire, 4 gigs, but Crossfire was, of course, disabled, and 16 gigs of Corsair LPX DDR4 memory running at 3200 megahertz. So that's the test system. Now, let's get on to the results. So for each test that you're going to see in every single graph, the results were each run 3 times, and then their average 1% low and 0.1% low were all averaged together out of those 3 runs to create the numbers that you're going to see on the graphs. This is, of course, to eliminate errors. Anyway, we'll start off here with just stock 1.13 versus stock 1.14. And as we can see here on the graph, Mojang did a pretty good job. The game actually runs a little bit better, although it's kind of within margin of error because it's only the 0.1% low that is upped a bit. But as you can see, the average both stayed the same at 15 FPS on both, as well as the 1% low, and just the 0.1% low on 1.14 has raised just slightly. So essentially, basically, they run exactly the same, which is fantastic. Mojang actually fixed most of the performance bugs from the snapshots, which is pretty good. But unless there's some weird reason why you have to run the game stock, I wouldn't actually recommend running the game stock. Of course, I would recommend running the Optifine mod, which is a performance enhancement mod, which you can learn more about up there. Anyway, essentially, yeah, it just enhances the performance and optimizes the game. So while we technically don't have Optifine for 1.14 yet, we do have this sort of beta version. It's pre-release. And honestly, it actually performs really, really well. So looking at it here, I compared 1.13 Optifine enabled versus 1.14 Optifine enabled. And as we can see here, there's a big difference. Even just going from 15 average on both of them at stock, we're up to like 43 with Optifine on 1.13, and on 1.14 we hit 60 FPS. That is insane. That is a 4x improvement. Now, of course, your results may vary because you probably have a very different system than I have, but it just goes to show how much a performance enhancement mod can do. And Optifine is performing fantastic on 1.14, and it's raining again. This is all actually really, really cool, because what it means is that despite all of the terrible performing snapshots, Yeah, 1.14's actually turned out to be pretty good in terms of performance. It's actually basically exactly the same. And if you have Optifine, pretty much better. So if you're just migrating a world over from 1.13 or any other older version, and you're concerned about performance in the new version, don't be. As long as you have Optifine, and even if you don't, it should perform pretty much exactly the same or better. Anyway, so that's basically 1.14 compared to 1.13, kind of apples to apples. But how does 1.14 compare with all of its new features? Well, to do that, I have been working on my Minecraft benchmark version 3 with a bunch of new features in it, and I'll have a video about that coming soon. If it's not already up, then I don't know, maybe in the iCards. Anyway, yeah, I actually went ahead and performed the exact same tests with Minecraft 1.14 stock on my new benchmark and Optifine, and the results are actually pretty interesting. So the first thing I'd like to show off is 1.14 stock in the new benchmark. And here, as you can see, we dropped our FPS actually from 15 in the old benchmark to this version 3. We're now down to 10. Yeah, it's quite demanding. And that's just because of the new, I've stressed the lighting engine in it. I've also stressed the particle engine with the new campfires and stuff like that. Anyway, that's not the point. Comparing this to 1.14 with Optifine now, and as you can see, we actually did get a performance gain up to 45 FPS, which is, again, still roughly about a 4x improvement, which is still really, really impressive. That's insane from a mod. Anyway, looking at it, we can see that the percentile figures, though, haven't really actually increased that much, still staying at about 18 and 17 for the 1% lows and the 0.1% lows, which isn't actually amazing. And I was kind of noticing that the game definitely does feel, especially when you're walking around like the new bamboo biomes, or when you're stressing the lighting engine, that it feels a bit more stuttery. So it looks like even with the performance enhancements, there isn't really much to be done. Minecraft is becoming, again, just like with 1.13, a more stuttery and inconsistent game, just due to all the features that are being added to it that have to be run in real time. And really, it's kind of getting better, but it's still very demanding. So overall, the game is a tad bit more demanding, especially with the new features, but it's actually not too bad. And if you tweak some of your settings, you can get it to perform pretty reasonably. So in conclusion, Minecraft 1.14 is a slightly more stuttery game than 1.13. But is it that bad? Especially with Optifine, it's really, really not that bad. It's doing a pretty good job of keeping the game running at a very reasonable frame rate, and it is definitely spreading out the workload across like your CPU cores and things like that. So especially if you have a multi-threaded CPU, it will help a lot. Do I think that this version is worth an upgrade of some of your hardware? No, not really. It's not really that much more demanding. You might have to lower your render distance, maybe like 2 or 4 chunks or so, or something like that. But it's not going to be that bad. And honestly, I think there is no reason really just to not upgrade, because the new features are pretty cool, especially once you get used to them. Yeah, I'm amazed that Minecraft is still changing and coming up with new innovations this far into the game. So yeah, anyway, that has been my review of 1.14 and performance enhancements and all of that stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed. It definitely took a long time to make. I hope you guys see you all in the next one. Goodbye!